Good evening and namaskar. I'm Girasim Sharma. I'm going to talk to you about something about health issues, and that is how to maintain a good health. Health, as WHS defined, health is defined as a state of physical, mental, and social and spiritual well being, not merely an absence of disease or infirmity. So therefore, I see that I was talking earlier in Hindi and was apprising my audience that life is a one-time experience for all of us. It's a one-time experience. Once we go away from this life, which is a precious life, it's with a great kind of a combination of atoms of nature that we get reconstituted into a formed structural functional body. It is a great art, the evolution of life, particularly of the human life, because it pertains to humanity, is of paramount importance to us. So therefore, such a precious thing, the most precious thing which we possess today is the human health. And preservation of health and promotion of health is a paramount responsibility of each and every individual. How to keep yourself physically fit, attractive, by adhering to certain norms which will qualify us to achieve good health. So there are so many aspects where we, become unhealthy, we become diseased, we do not have good health. The first and foremost thing, I'm going to talk to you is about congenital disorders. We can't do anything. A person who's born with congenital disorders or diseases, it is none of his or her fault. It is very sad. It is a genetic disorder. So we can't do anything. But however, there are certain disorders, there are certain diseases for which we are ourselves responsible, or which we have inherited from our parents, and which may manifest during the life. So therefore, and there are certain diseases which are solely responsible because of our own deeds or whatever you call it, or the lifestyle. So therefore, we can control ourselves, and you have to, there are certain individual responsibilities, and then there are this social responsibility or institutional responsibility, which are responsible for the health of the individuals or a community or the people of a nation. There are environmental factors, the pollution in the atmosphere, waterborne disease. We are not getting good water supply. We are getting adulterated food. And besides that, there are personal defects in our lifestyle or habits. A smoker, a hardcore drinker, a person who takes large amounts of alcoholic drinks, a person who's leading a sedentary lifestyle, he's always sitting and he never walks, never goes for exercise, doesn't do breathing exercises, things like that. Or a person, who's glued to laptop and mobiles till eternity for long hours, and a person who is too much involved in his work. The work is very, very important. Doing work keeps a person physically fit. But the strenuous work, long working hours demands that your body, your mind gets rest. So therefore, one must sleep at least minimum 7 hours a day. Early to bed, early to rise. Meaning thereby one should get early in the morning, expose him or herself to sunlight. I believe scriptures mention the very best time to expose yourself to the sunlight is 7:36 a.m. in the morning. You must, if you're really able to get up early in the morning, it will be something very wonderful that you see the rising sun, the glow of the red sun rising. It brings really good future and brings a good day also. So let me focus on the type of disease which are in control. One is that the diabetes mellitus is increasing with alarming rate in our country. About, I think, somewhere around, we do not have exact data, but about 15 to 20% of people, they are having diabetes. People are having hypertension. People are having, disease related to lifestyle like alcohol and long, late nights and things like that. In villages, if you go, there are certain type of disorders, which are related to nutrition. They are undernutrition or the drinking water is not safe. Then there are respiratory problems because of atmospheric pollution and things like that. Then we have, huge number of road traffic accidents. A lot of people are getting injured and killed also, which can be prevented. So therefore, it is for individual and society and authorities and the government to control road traffic accidents. The more road traffic accidents, that means the people are more indisciplined, and the administration is also not up to the mark. That speaks of all. And you'll find people not having good hygienic habits. They are, spoiling the area, throwing things here and there. They're spitting everywhere, which communicates, what you call airborne diseases like viral infections and bacterial infections. And besides that, I would like to say is that there are certain problems. We compromise our health because we are not paying attention to our body. We are not giving it a sufficient care which we should, like getting ourselves examined and investigated at regular intervals. Some of us, we have got genetic disorders. Diabetes is generally, it's a maturity onset diabetes is acquired just because of neglect of our body, overeating, sedentary lifestyle, taking too much of imbalanced diet, and it may be because of genetic factors also. So therefore, it is our duty that we go to the doctor regularly to exclude any disease which is treatable. Now, what I would like to speak to you is that there are certain diseases which are preventable, and those diseases are like road traffic accidents. There has to be discipline on the road, drunken driving should be avoided, overtaking should be avoided, and there should be no distraction while you're driving. You're wise enough, and what other precautions we can take. Thereafter, I would like to say is that you get yourself completely investigated. Say, depending on the age, after 35, 40 years, you subject yourself, go and ask the doctor and ask for a complete blood count, a checkup, executive checkup or routine checkup, CBC, we call it, will tell you so many things, blood investigation in general. And thereafter, the woman, they should be subjected to mammography of the breast every 6 months or so, and every 3 months in those women who have history of breast cancer. So it is of paramount importance. Breast cancer can be diagnosed early by triple assessment. I will not go into those details. So ultrasound and mammography will detect cancer in time, so that suddenly we find many people coming to us with stage 4 breast cancer. Similarly, elderly people should pay attention, to their when with increased age, they have benign prostatic hyperplasia. The prostate is enlarged, and he has got symptoms pertaining to his urination. So they should be subjected to. You should go to a doctor, a surgeon, and get yourself investigated. And these days, everybody must get his or her blood sugar tested, say every 6 months or every year. And those who are diabetic, they should be already diabetic under treatment. They should undergo almost, they should monitor their blood sugar themselves almost practically every day, before breakfast and 2 hours after dinner, or the random anytime, and before bed also. Yes, because it should not happen that while you're going to bed, your blood sugar, you have taken the insulin or you have taken the some oral hypoglycemic agents, your blood sugar is 60. So before you go to bed, make sure diabetics must check their blood sugar and thyroid test, which are, because there are increasing cases of thyroid deficiency, hypothyroidism these days. Generally affects women. They are not having appetite. The weight is increasing. They have a lot of puffiness of the face, and there's a loss of appetite. There's a lethargy, the lack of interest in absence. There's a detached. And there's some kind of a problem with, mental alertness also. So a person who's healthy, he must maintain his good health. And how you can do it? Number one, lifestyle. That means you must walk at least 1 hour a day and half an hour in the evening after dinner. One must subject himself to regular exercises, drink at least 11 glasses of water every day, and should take wholesome food. The wholesome food means that when you get up in the morning, all right, you are granted a cup of tea or two biscuits or something like that. You have a balanced breakfast, which should include fruits, dry fruits, like apricots and walnuts and almonds, and you can have two slices. You can have a paratha also, whatever it is. Paratha is a very very interesting food to eat if one relishes, but then fried food should generally be avoided as far as possible. And you can take a glass of milk in the morning. So therefore, you may have two slices, jam, butter. You can have an egg, and you can have a cup of tea only before lunch, and lunch you must have two or three chapatis, whatever it is, whatever calorie you're taking. It should be somewhere around 2000 kilocalories for a person who's leading a sedentary lifestyle. You can have chapati, you can have a little bit of rice, you can have dal, sabji, curd, and you can also have buttermilk if you like. So there is no hesitancy in or taking non-veg food or whatever you like. The diet is a matter of personal choice, and therefore, but your calories should be limited. Now, if you take the vegetarian diet, even pulses or what we call dal, etc., and some of that, chana and moong, it contains good amount of protein. So, carbohydrate, fats, proteins, minerals, and vitamins you must have in your diet. Besides that, you must have citrus fruits also, one apple a day, and two bananas recommended for every normal person every day. And in the dinner, in the evening, you will have a cup of tea or coffee or whatever it is, with two bit of biscuits. But I can tell you, taking junk food anywhere, going out too frequently, is not recommended, because you do not know the quality of food, how the food is being cooked, and what kind of water you're getting. So therefore, to confine yourself to your friends and what you call families, and have meals together. And the evening also, you can have just a couple of drinks or so, not more than that, and avoid soda. And again, you have two chapatis or rice, dal, sabji, or a little bit of dessert and things like that. But kindly try to avoid overeating. The next morning you get up, you go for a walk, you can do exercises, you can do yoga exercises. And next is that one should always somehow get involved in a little bit of meditation. Meditation is, you block your thoughts, you close your eyes. Meditation need not be, accompanied with prayers or something like. If you can do meditation even for 4 or 5 minutes, good enough, and then you can repeat it, say, every hour or every 2 hours or so. Meditation is a very good exercise for the mind, and in the process you are blocking so many errant thoughts coming to your mind. So therefore, meditation brings you grace on your face, you are smiling, you try to focus on an object and detach yourself completely. Or you can say whatever hymn you want to say, and that will bring smile to your face. And another thing which I would like to tell you is that pay attention to physical exercises also. And lastly, I would like to say is that kindly do not spend unnecessary time on laptop and mobile. There are certain things you can generally avoid, which are not a must for you. However, those people who are dependent upon mobile and laptops for their professional work is all right, acceptable. But to spend time aimlessly, which we all of us are doing, and little children are also they're picking up this habit. It's very surprising. And small, tiny tots, just barely 3 or 4 months old, they are also, get interested in, and the parents, hand over the mobiles to them, and the baby keeps on clicking on the mobile, and therefore this habit should be avoided. Thank you very much, and good night.